And welcome to WRPB. And it's interesting because the guest that's with me, we were just talking in the green room, we have so much connection from the past. With me is Tony Sparaga from True Crew Dance Company.
Yes.
Okay, so it was really interesting talking to you in the green room.
It
because
was.
we had so much of the connection.
Yes.
Okay, so True Crew Dance Company. Tell me about it.
It is my dance studio.
Okay.
We have been in Port St. Lucie this is our 15th season. We do a lot of community functions. The studio has a large array of students in age. I start students in pull-ups. So when people say, how old do you start? We just say it's pull-ups.
So that's the beginning?
Yes, that's the beginning.
How about the other side, the old ones that are in pull-ups?
Adults. Yeah. And when I say adults, I mean adults.
Okay.
We offer dance. We offer it's tumbling, all kinds of musical theater, as well as yoga, which is for the adults as well as students. So we also offer like chair yoga if you need a chair for the yoga.
I need someone to do it for me. I gotta hire someone to do it for me. Okay, why'd you get into this? Or how'd you get into it?
How did I get into it? I am an only child, and my parents put me in dance when I was 2 years old. So that was a very long time ago. From there, I owned a studio in New Jersey, eventually moved to Florida, worked for another studio in Florida for 9 years, and then opened True Crew 15 years ago.
It takes a certain kind of person to be crazy enough to open their own business. Trust me, I know. Okay. And we were talking, and you guys have been with me for years, know, I always say the same thing. Everybody said, what are you doing? Get a real job. It's a pipe dream. Don't be stupid.
Same exact thing.
Okay?
Same exact thing. Get a real job. Why,
Right.
Oh, that's not a real job. Well, I work over 80, 90 hours a week.
Right.
So it's more than a real job, and you understand that.
And you're an only child. I have a brother.
Yes.
And he has a regular job. He can't deal with people. And I'm like, sometimes I think that he has it better than me, because there could be at 5 o'clock there could be a fire at his place and he'll go home. We don't have that.
No.
Okay, we don't have that.
Exactly. I did it one time actually a few times. While I owned my studio in New Jersey, I was also a paralegal. I was a paralegal by day, owned the studio at night. And when I came to Florida, I was a teacher, an elementary educator, right in Port St. Lucie for 9 years, while I owned the studio at night, and then finally said, it's time to just get into the studio full time.
Okay, so this is how I see it, and I don't really dance that well, but it's okay.
Everybody can dance.
I think that dance has so many different pieces to it, and one of the pieces, I'm going to guess, is health.
Yes.
So explain to me, is it because I don't know, like low impact aerobics?
It depends.
Okay.
Basically, what a lot of people don't understand is dance is actually a sport. And people are like, how could you say that? Well, there are just as many dance injuries as there are football players. And people are like, but it's not a sport. It's aerobic. It's for flexibility. It's for balance. It's for self-esteem. It helps the children and the adults believe in themselves. And that's the motto of my studio is if you can believe it, you can achieve it. Another one is we never say can't, because it gets you motivated to try something. No one has to be perfect.
That's
you
true.
You just have to work towards a goal. And it might take a while to get to that goal, but you eventually do. And it's creativity. It's perfect. Dance is the perfect art form for any type of person.
Does it teach you discipline too?
Oh, big time. I've had multiple families because of the fact that I work a lot with little ones. And I've had multiple families when they all of a sudden put their children into preschool or something, they're like, the teacher wanted to know if they've ever had any, prior schooling, because when we're in the studio, it's not only dance, it's also teaching how to deal with one another, how to stay in your line when you're walking, through your area and stuff like that. It's everything in a nutshell. it's a great opportunity for both boys and girls. When I came to Florida, my son was 3 years old at the time, and we had just moved from New Jersey. And he had danced with me in New Jersey, and he kept saying, "Mommy, when am I going to dance? When am I going to dance?" Well, the original studio that I went to and started teaching at, they were like, "Boys really don't dance around here." And I became the first one on the Treasure Coast to have an all-boys dance team.
Oh, how cool.
And it just grew from there. We've had so much, I would probably say influence with the fact that dance is open for boys and girls.
But that's changed, because when I was
Yes.
a kid, okay, it wasn't cool if you were a guy to dance. But as I grew older,
Exactly.
I realized how foolish I was. Okay, it was like, I didn't learn to play the piano, and I wish I learned to play the piano. Okay?
Exactly.
There were so many things that aren't cool when you're a kid. Okay, let's break down the kids. So we have the toddlers, the 4 or 5 to 12,
Yes.
and then the 12 to whatever.
Well, normally it would be like 12 till about 18,
Okay.
and then we have our adults.
Okay, forget them.
Okay.
Because they're too much to deal with. So those 3 groups, which are the hardest to deal with?
Honestly?
Yeah.
Teenagers.
Okay. Because, like, when we were teenagers, we had all the answers,
Well-
and we knew how to do everything?
No, what it is teenagers have a tendency that they aren't totally sure what they want to be involved with yet. So we also, True Crew offers recreational classes and competitive classes. So once you start getting into the competitive classes, you really have to, you can't miss classes, you have to be there. There's responsibility towards your team. And as they start getting into their teenage years, they also want to be able to do things that are maybe like school related. So I try and work with them on that. But it's still, you have to make a commitment to something.
It's like
And that's the biggest issue.
it's like giving up a season for a lifetime.
There you go.
Okay. So, and plus, you become a teenager, you want to go out and date.
Right.
So it's hard to...
Balance everything.
Right. It's very hard. And we were talking in the studio that, you need you time, and
Right.
you need this time, and you need that time. So it's kind of really difficult. The little ones, okay? And it's funny because everybody who deals with the little ones always puts, the women mainly, always put a smile, it always puts a smile on their face.
I love them.
Because they do things because they think that's what they should do. They're not governed by right or wrong. They're not governed by being silent. They say what they want, and they say it any way they want. Okay? The great TV show was Kids Say the Darndest Things. I don't know if you
Oh, that's 1,000% true.
Okay? And it's hysterical because what they say comes from what they see and what they believe, which is really kind of cool. We filter, well, not my mother, but everybody else filters what they say and what they do.
Little ones don't.
Okay, so now we got the middle ones. Boys and girls.
Yes.
Who's harder to deal with?
The girls.
Okay, and why is that?
Girls have a tendency sometimes to be catty with one another.
Okay.
And that's something that I work on with the girls a lot, because there's a saying that I always say, and it's when we work together as a group, it's like being a puzzle. Okay, everybody brings something special to the picture, because when you have a puzzle, if you don't have all the pieces to the puzzle, you don't have the picture. So with girls, they have a tendency that maybe if one is better at, we'll say, turns, and someone else is better at jumps, sometimes girls have a, that little jealousy. Well, we work on it so that there is no jealousy. The person who brings the jumps is just as important as the person who brings the turns, as important as the person who, brings the facial expressions and all that, to get it a completed picture. Sure. And that's how they really start to work together and realize that everybody is important, no matter what you're doing in it.
Right.
So.
And we try to look at things that way, even in this company.
Well,
and it should be that in every company. Whether you're the one that greets the person when they walk in the door, you're just as important.
Everybody counts.
Right, everybody counts. At the end of the season, is there like a recital?
Yes.
Okay.
We do, actually, we do 2 recitals per year. We do one towards when I say the end of the year, I'm talking December. We have an original show every December, and we call it Farewell to Whatever the Year is. So this year, there's a little twist on it. It's going to be Rudolph and his friends, Farewell to 2020. I'm sure there's a lot of people who can't wait
Yeah.
to, move on to 2021. And then in June, we have our seasonal recital.
Okay, so you do these recitals, and you deal with these kids, and we're getting to the top of our time, but I have to ask you this. So you deal with the kids, and you know what it's like to deal with the kids.
Yes.
Is it more difficult to deal with the parents? Sometimes?
Sometimes. Children have a way, like you said, children say the darndest things.
Right.
Whereas parents may not say it openly. And then my whole concept is, if there's something that, you feel is broken or that needs to be changed, please speak to me. And a lot of times parents won't do that. So it's a little bit easier with the students, because the students will tell you what their parents are thinking.
Yeah, but don't parents push their kids sometimes too much?
Sometimes they do,
Okay.
and sometimes they don't. Something that I've seen, and I've been in this profession for a long time, I think what has happened is they'll push them, but it's not to like the highest, almost like things can come easier, and students have to learn how to work for things.
Right.
So
everybody doesn't get an award.
no,
Okay.
you have to work for things.
That's true.
In order to succeed in life, and that's something else that dance helps them with.
It's really kind of cool because I'm very big into theater.
Yes.
Okay, I've seen every play. I think I'm not big into sports. I love the theater. I think it's amazing that somebody can dance, act, sing, all at the exact same time in front of all these people. Okay, that's an amazing talent. To dance in front of all these people, that's an amazing talent. And I have it easy. We record, I say something stupid, we pull it out, no one gets to see it. Okay?
Not when you're on the stage.
Right, not when you're on the stage.
Exactly.
And that's when I look at reviews, okay, and they complain about something, I'm like, you get up there and you learn how to do it.
Exactly.
Then tell me about it, okay? What's the future for True Crew?
The future for True Crew, hopefully we will be around for a long time to follow. It's funny because I am in what we call our second generation. So some of my original dancers, I'm now teaching their children.
Oh, wow.
And one of the things that's funny about it is when we mention boys,
Right.
2 of my original boys, I have 4 of their daughters in my studio now. So as far as the future, I just hope that we're able to keep going the same way we have, keep believing, achieving, getting students to understand that, their happiness and believing in themselves is what matters.
Where are you located?
I am located at 1912 through 1918 Southwest Biltmore Street in Port St. Lucie.
You have a website?
Yes, I do. It's www.truecrew.org.
Oh, so you got the .org, which was
Yes.
very cool. And does the studio have a phone number?
Yes, it does. It's 772-879-2739.
Oh, wait.
There's an easier one.
Well, I don't know if it's easier, but my head, looking at a phone dial, says that the last 4 means something. What's the last 4?
Yes, the last 4 digits are CREW, C-R-E-W, as in True Crew.
Very cool. We have ours, and the last 4 of our number that we don't use, we always WRPB.
There you
But
go.
I never even talk about it, but it's very kind of cool when you can get those numbers. With that, everybody, check out the website, truecrew.org.
Yes,
Look at what they have. I'm sure they have some pictures and stuff on there.
yes,
You can probably see a schedule.
yes.
There's surely a contact us on there. You can contact her or you can call. With that, everybody, I want to thank you for coming on. It was
Thank
a
you so
pleasure.
much.
Everybody have a great day, and we'll be right back.